Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-521-9579 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-521-9579 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-521-9579. That's 1-800-521-9579. Again, 1-800-521-9579.
Welcome to the Garden America Show, the country's most listened to gardening program. This is your chance to join us as we talk about gardening, horticulture, landscaping, in fact, anything that has to do with the world of gardening. The phone lines are open right now at 1-855-424-9825. That's 1-855-424-9825 for your questions and comments. Or John at gardenamerica.com. And if you're watching us on Facebook Live, you can also post your questions and comments right there on our page during the broadcast. Now, here's Bryan, Maine, John Bagnasco, and Tiger Palafox on the Garden America Radio and Media Network.
Y'all ready for this? Hello there. Happy Saturday. Happy weekend. It is 6 minutes after the hour. Back with your garden buddies. It is Garden America. We are so happy you could join us as the Facebook page fills up with questions and comments. And, of course, you can email us, John at gardenamerica.com for your questions, comments. And the old telephone line, toll-free, is still working, 855-424-9825. Again, that's 855-424-9825. Busy week, a hot week. It's going to be a decent weekend, but I understand, and I'm going to go to my weather guy for this, John Bagnasco. I understand this week, John, it's supposed to be hot every day, scorching hot heat wave. Is that right?
Starting, I think it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
So a little reprieve on Thursday, maybe?
Temperatures in the 90s.
And when you say
close to 100.
90s, because we have the beaches, the coast, the inland valleys.
No, the beaches are going to be fine.
Okay. Is that it?
If you have enough money to live on the beach, the weather's not going to mess with you.
And that's our weatherman right there, John Bagnasco.
That's right.
Well, thank you for that update.
Other than that, there'll be night and morning low clouds.
Otherwise, mostly sunny right on through the week, maybe some fog here and there. Right. We are broadcasting, by the way, live from the iHeartMedia studios in beautiful San Diego, California. So welcome, one and all. Tiger Palafox, what kind of week did you have?
I had a great week just returning to everything here in San Diego, and then Comic-Con is going on downtown right now.
Yeah.
So, you know what? You guys don't live in San Diego.
No.
So,
well, you live closer to it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I get to kind of enjoy the festivities by default, just being around it. You know, I drive through Mission Valley every day, which I see all these tour buses lined with, you know, people getting ready to go, and they have all their garb on. And then I work downtown, and so I get to see just the people cruising around downtown. And so it's fun. It makes for a festive environment.
You know who hasn't aged in 45 years?
Bart Simpson?
Chewbacca. He still looks good.
I saw some gray in his hair, though.
Do you see a little gray coming in? I think he's been coloring it, though, for a few years, John.
So I took the kids to
that.
Disneyland, was it a week ago?
Wait a second. Let's back up here. Middle of summer, in the heat, Disneyland, your wife and 2 kids. You ought to be congratulated.
Oh, you forgot the best part. The day after he got back
from England.
From England.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
You're kidding.
But you know what's funny is that there's a website that you can go on to, and it's Disneyland Attendance Tracker. And so we went on there, and it shows a calendar, and it gives you, like, forget about it, or not bad, or best day of the month. And so we looked on that, and we're like, and it says best day of the month, and we're like, oh, and we went. And I've gone to Disneyland. It's been bad.
Yeah.
We got right on to a lot of rides. We never had to wait more than 15 minutes.
What time did you get there?
Right when it opened.
8 o'clock.
Yeah.
Smart man.
Yeah.
Yeah. We did that last November, and we got on 5 rides really quick.
Yep.
And then got settled down.
Yep.
Okay, now what do we want to do?
Right.
Well, you always head to the teacups first thing.
Yeah, because
gosh,
I love getting sick and throwing up. That's got to be the worst ride ever. You know, I'm more. I think Tiger's more the Dumbo guy.
Oh,
Dumbo the elephant.
That's
anything
nice.
in anything.
Just because he's younger.
Anything in an air-conditioned, dark room at Disneyland is nice.
So you were still coming down from the trip.
Yeah. Oh, and so what I was going to say was that they have Star Wars over there now. And so you go into these certain rooms in this area, and you can meet Chewbacca, and you can meet Darth Vader, and you can meet kind of like meeting Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse and stuff like that.
Hi, everybody.
Well, it's really cool, though, because they are in character there, too. Oh, my gosh.
Sorry.
And so we met Chewbacca. The kids love meeting Chewbacca, and it was really neat. And it's fun.
And what kind of noise does he make?
I can't do it.
You can do it, Brian.
I'd have to hear it again.
It's like.
So Disneyland, and it wasn't. You saying so? We're talking what that was July.
Yeah, it was July.
Wow.
Yeah,
It was last week.
Last week. Yeah, I got
still is July.
Yeah, but you know what? Next week is the last week in July. It's going quickly.
Right.
Been a very fast year so far.
Oh.
So we are back. Questions, comments on Facebook Live or john@gardenamerica.com. We always remind you to send us pictures. Keep us up to date what's happening in your part of the country, your backyard, pictures of whatever you've got growing, critters, whatever. We use them on Facebook and also our newsletter, which John spends a lot of time on. A lot of hard work goes into that newsletter. And I noticed this week, John, another great newsletter, and we've got Sharon Asakawa's picture back on the newsletter this week as well, John.
If it wasn't for Sharon, we might not be able to finish these newsletters. Did you notice the little cartoon on there?
Wait. I think so. What was it?
It was
Yes, I did. The popcorn.
It was
It's a corn stalk.
husband and wife.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Ears of corn.
Okay, I do have the right one.
And the one guy walks in from outside, and his wife says, "Hot outside," and he's got popcorn all over.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
Says, "Shut up."
Shut up. Hey, that's a good one. Okay, what else is going on? What else do we need to catch? Oh,
I got 30 roses last week.
And we should be impressed because that's like me saying,
well, they're for the auction.
Okay.
I created 10 radio spots.
Well, I mean, no, because John is so much into roses, it's like we would expect you to be, living in that world. That's all.
I'm also in the middle of moving, so.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Bringing all these roses.
So you got 30 roses now for the auction.
30 more for the auction.
And anything new that we haven't seen?
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, it's going to be a big auction because the entire world's going to be here, right? The rose world?
That's right. I think Joel was telling me there's already 125 people that have signed up to come to the auction.
Wow. This is going to far exceed anything we've done before, that's for sure.
All eyes are going to be on you.
Yeah, I think so. It's going to be a lot of roses to auction off. And, of course, we'll have the silent auction and the what I call the audible auction.
Right, on Sunday.
Audible.
If you go to, we always call an audible, don't we?
Call an audible, that's right, audible auction.
If you go to gardenamerica.com, you can find information about the convention of the American Rose Society. It's going to talk about Comic-Con, Tiger. This is the national convention of the American Rose Society. I mean, those people are going to go wild.
Yeah.
So anyway, if you go to gardenamerica.com, you can find out all the information. There's links to the itinerary, and if you're interested in roses at all, that's the place to be.
Now, how many days? A 3-day period?
I think it's 4 days.
4 days.
4 days. There's
Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
there's
Sunday.
There's tours involved if you want to do that. If you register, really nice.
Okay,
a lot of fun.
And I know
if you don't want to, you can always just come to the auction on Sunday.
Lance Walheim's going to be a speaker as well.
He's the keynote speaker. To hear Lance, you have to register for the convention.
Okay.
And you're more than welcome to. Yeah, it'll be good to see Lance.
So that's what's happening in October. It's going to be huge. Talk about Comic-Con. A lot of people flying in from all over the world for this. Which every year they move it to a different city.
The convention?
Yeah, exactly.
The national convention,
yeah.
right. Okay. Every year it's in a different
Where was
city.
it last year?
I don't know.
Testing your memory banks there, John.
I don't know.
Okay, let's
I just know where it is this year.
Let's get to the quote of the week and discuss a little business. I know Tiger's lined up a guest, and we'll be ready to go.
You know, when we were in England, we went to Oxford, and that's a place where Tolkien and C.S. Lewis. Well, thank you for the little music there.
You like that in the background? Sorry about that.
We were in Oxford, and where Tolkien and C.S. Lewis were. So it's nice to be in the same area. And it got me to thinking about George MacDonald, who C.S. Lewis said was his mentor when it came to writing, that he was inspired by the works of George MacDonald, who wrote back in like 1868. So I found this quote from him, and I thought that it was apropos even for today. And he said, we're often unable to tell people what they need to know because they want to know something else and would therefore only misunderstand what we said.
A man hears what he wants to hear and disregards the rest. The great Paul Simon.
See, and Paul didn't invent that saying. He got it from George MacDonald.
But that's exactly where I went to when it's just like if you hear kind of a story about somebody, maybe a little rumor, but not the entire thing, whatever's missing, you'll fill in the rest. You will always fill in the rest. Okay, we've got a break coming up here in less than a minute. Tiger, we're still trying to get a hold of Nick. I think Nick's our guest today.
Yeah, Nick with Husqvarna.
The phone was going off back and forth, emailing and making sure we've got the right number. What are we going to be talking about today with Nick?
We're going to be talking about the Husqvarna Auto Mower. We had mentioned this before, and it's a great new product that's hitting the U.S. markets. It's been around in Sweden for a while. And
if people are watching on Facebook, you can see it right there.
Yeah, and it's, to put it in simple terms, the Roomba for your lawn.
A Roomba for your lawn. Okay, we'll see if we get Nick after the break. If not, we will continue to try until we do. Lots to talk about. John at GardenAmerica.com. Questions, comments right there on Facebook Live or 855-424-9825. I'm Bryan Main. John Bagnasco, Tiger Palafox. It is a Saturday morning. Your friends here at Garden America.
Mosquitoes can transmit deadly diseases, including Zika virus, West Nile virus, and dengue fever. Use Summit Mosquito Dunks to kill mosquitoes before they become disease-spreading pests. Just float an organic mosquito dunk in ponds, bird baths, rain barrels, and any standing water to kill mosquito larvae for 30 days or longer. Don't worry, mosquito dunks won't harm people, pets, fish, birds, or other wildlife. Mosquito dunks are available at fine garden
980-257-1470.
Yeah, that's what he's got.
Need an overall solution? Try Natural Guard's spinosad soap. This combination of spinosad and fatty acids kills aphids, mealybugs, worms, caterpillars, and other bugs that plague your garden. It's also safe to use around your fruit and veggies to make sure you enjoy
the video's a little
and not those pesky critters.
Who's the guy that says you need a hot bathe?
Who needs a hot bathe?
It says you guys need a hot bathe.
Oh, on the show.
More information.
Do you have an idea for an invention or new product? Do you think companies would be interested in your idea? Do you want to try to get... Then call InventHelp now. InventHelp keeps your idea confidential and explains every step of the invention process. We create professional materials representing your idea and submit it to companies who are looking for new ideas. We have more than 9,000 companies who have agreed to review ideas in confidence. If a company shows interest in manufacturing your invention, we can negotiate on your behalf. We have helped over 10,000 clients receive patents. We also offer services including 3D modeling and animation demonstrating your idea, prototyping services, and we use state-of-the-art technology to show InventHelp client ideas to additional companies. Join the thousands of people just like you who chose InventHelp to pursue their idea. We are experienced. We are working for you. We are InventHelp.
Call us for free information at 1-800-607-8945. That's 1-800-607-8945. Again, 1-800-607-8945.
If you're 85 or younger, would you like peace of mind and comfort for your family? We're Final Expense Direct with an urgent message for you. The average funeral today costs over $8,000, but the most you'll get from government benefits is $255. How will your family pay the difference? We can help. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam. You'll have lifetime coverage, and your plan can't be canceled as long as you pay your premiums. Call now for free information about our senior plans. Answer a few simple questions and receive approval right on the phone. Plus, call right now and we'll give you a discount prescription card for free. Call 800-569-3414. That's 800-569-3414. Again, 800-569-3414.
If your credit card bills have gotten out of hand, call Consolidated Credit now. If you're making the minimum payments, but your balance is just not going down, call Consolidated Credit now. If the interest rates on your credit cards are so high, it will take years to get out of debt, call Consolidated Credit now. They've helped over 5 million people. They can consolidate your debts into one lower payment, reduce your interest rates, and get you out of debt fast. If you're struggling with credit card debt, call Consolidated Credit now.
Call now, 800-350-3241. That's 800-350-3241. 800-350-3241.
Consolidated Credit Counseling Services Incorporated, 5701 West Sunrise Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, 33313. Not a loan company licensed by the New York Department of Financial Services and by the Vermont Department of Financial Regulation. Maryland DM 19, Oregon DM 80031. Licensed by Virginia State Corporation. Commission license number DC 32. Establishment of a plan may adversely affect the individual's credit rating or credit scores. Non-payment of debt may lead creditors to increase financial charges or collections activity, including litigation.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America radio show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
Thank you so much for, being patient through that commercial break as we gave you messages and various words from our sponsors who help keep this show on Facebook Live and on the radio, John.
You know, we were talking earlier about our trip to England, and looking here at Facebook, we see that some of our travelers are just returning today.
Yeah, that decided to spend some extra time.
Yeah, I think the Cranes,
right?
Bob and Sue, and then Hank and Kathy spent an extra week in France. So I bet they're glad to be home.
Back safe and
I know
sound.
that our trip, I told my wife, I said, our trip was perfect, just the right amount of time, because the last day I started thinking I can't wait to get home.
Really? it was it, huh?
Yeah, it was enough for me. I had a great time.
And you know what? It had to be really for John an excellent trip and be saying that at the last day, because what he was getting home to wasn't exactly an enjoyable experience. Meaning the buying of a new property, thinking of building a house. Where am I going to live for the next 2 years?
Got a lot on his plate.
Where am I going to move my 500 roses?
My wife bought a trailer while I was gone.
Yeah.
Is it a double wide and you're listening to country music?
He got a banjo.
I don't know. I just don't know.
I think John wants to avoid that right now. What else do you have, John?
Well, I wanted to just throw this out while we're waiting for our guest. I wanted to throw this out because this is late breaking news.
I wish I had a news sounder someplace.
We were just talking about this possibility this morning, and I was wondering.
You want to break the news now?
Well, I just want to find out if anyone's interested. Send us a note that we're thinking about next October, which would be 1 year from this coming October.
2020.
That
we're going to take it. We'd like to take a big trip someplace with our listeners.
That's right.
Wouldn't we?
I was just thinking about how that was hindsight. But anyway, 2020, in the fall, we were thinking of going to Japan and China. And we were thinking of bringing Ping Lim with us, who is a world-famous rose breeder and also fluent in Chinese, who would be our translator, and visit some of the gardens over there and some of the sites like the Great Wall and things like that. The reason we picked October is in Japan, the rose garden at Gifu, which is reported to be the most beautiful rose garden in the entire world, is at one of its peaks. There's spring and fall. So if you're interested and you're on Facebook, let us know that you think that would be a good idea for a trip.
Do you want to go to Japan and China?
Yeah. Or
in a year and a half.
Or you can send me an email to john@gardenamerica.com and just say, hey, that sounds interesting. You're not committing to anything.
No, not at all.
But we haven't really planned this at all, and what we're looking for, I guess, is to see if the interest is out there, and we'll start working on it.
Now, if we can get, let's say, 20 people that are interested in the next couple of weeks, then that'll give us motivation to really look into this, right?
Absolutely.
So, Japan, China, October 2020. If you're interested, let us know. We'll start planning, and I can't imagine a better trip. Are you kidding me?
Oh, I could imagine a better one, but...
Well, maybe to the moon.
I mean, it would be really good.
How about the moon?
Roses
maybe,
on the moon.
Yeah, there you go.
There's no roses on the moon.
How do you know?
Yeah. Have you been there?
I've seen aliens fly out of craters on the moon. Of course, I think I had a couple of limoncellos, but
I saw them.
What does that have to do with anything?
I trust my own eyes.
Still trying to get a hold of Nick, a representative from Husqvarna, which, of course, at the bottom of your screen, if you're watching on Facebook, that is now, Tiger. That's your portable mower, right?
Yeah, so we can
talk about it.
Yeah,
sure.
And because,
when we were in England, we saw plenty of estates where I said, Tiger, you need to get your
mower over there, right?
Over there, right?
I mean, it just made perfect sense. And, as Bryan mentioned, I have experience with this. I have one at my own house. And I don't have a large backyard, but it's definitely nice to have a mower.
Sure.
That I have it dialed to mow between 12 and 5 a.m., 3 days a week. And it just leaves its little docking port that is where it charges up from, goes and mows the lawn, and then
goes back to the charging
right back
port.
to a charger and sits there until it needs to come out again. And I haven't had to mow my backyard lawn because I mow my front yard lawn because it's in a completely separate area once a week. And it's about the same size, and I've got to mow it and do all of that stuff once a week. I haven't had to mow my backyard lawn since I've installed it with this auto mower, which was 6 months ago. And the lawn looks great. It's healthy. It's strong. It stays the same height all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And even while I was away at England, I was gone for 2 weeks.
Nobody
touched the lawn. When I got back, I had to spend a lot of time mowing and getting under control of the front yard. But the backyard was still just as wet I left it.
This took care of the backyard for you.
Exactly.
Now, see, I would think the average person, or at least myself, yeah, it sounds good, but when it's done mowing, don't you have to go back and kind of do your own cleanup work, and because it misses certain areas? How well does it do?
It mows the lawn perfectly fine.
Okay.
It doesn't edge, so the edging of the lawn. You still need to use a string trimmer or however you edge your lawn. But then there's no cleanup because it cuts these little tips of the grass,
puts it right back
in, which is actually really beneficial for the grass because it mulches it. So you get the water retaining aspect of mulch and then fertilizer because the clippings just biodegrade and go right into the soil. So, it's a great product for people that want that lawn, don't want to deal with the hassle. And people say, okay, well, what's it cost? The small unit can run around $1,300, which might sound a bit pricey. But when you're spending $80 a month with the landscape service, or you're thinking about going and buying that $300 mower, it can make sense for a lot of people. Or if they have large lawns, it makes sense. You can make your money back in 6 months.
Well, you could get one. Get one of these and not get the latest iPhone.
Yeah, right.
just use your old iPhone for another year.
Exactly.
Yeah,
about
that's
the same
true.
price.
But then the connectivity of it. When I was because we distribute this product for Husqvarna. When I was in England, one of our locations had an issue with it, so I pulled it up on my phone. I reset the mower and restarted it, all from England. And this was at a property in Fallbrook.
Okay, so a property that you work on, they own one of these?
Correct.
And they had a problem with it.
Right.
They reached out to you.
Yep.
You're in England, and you fixed it on your iPhone.
Pulled it up on my app, and I saw that it was a connectivity issue, and it needed to be reset. Reset it, had it up and running.
That's very impressive.
Yeah.
Well, you think that's impressive, but when I was in England, I saw I had some roses that needed to be pruned. I got out my phone, used my Rose app, pruned off, deadheaded all those roses, watered them. When I got home, they looked great.
That's even more impressive.
Yeah, that is.
And I'll tell you, even more impressive than that, we're going to take a break, and Nick is locked in to expand this conversation from Husqvarna and all the many items that they sell along with this self-mower here that Tiger has. We are approaching 30 minutes after the hour, off to a great start. Facebook Live, questions, comments, let us know. 855-424-9825. John at GardenAmerica.com. Broadcasting across the country, Biz Talk Radio, originating from the iHeart Studios here in San Diego, California. I'm Bryan Main. This is Garden America.
Everything is Coming Up Roses in San Diego from October 25th to 29th. Lance Walheim here, and I'm honored to be the keynote speaker at the National Convention of the American Rose Society. BioAdvance and Heirloom Roses will be co-sponsoring the 18th annual Save the Roses auction, along with the rose shows, speakers, and festivities of the American Rose Society. So join me at the San Diego Crowne Plaza Hotel and Convention Center, and go to gardenamerica.com and check the homepage for links to registration and event schedule.
Have you written a book and want to get it published? Then call Page Publishing at 800-557-6095 immediately. That's 800-557-6095. Page Publishing is looking for authors of all types of books. And unlike most publishers, Page Publishing will take the time to review each and every book submitted to them and give you their feedback. If they like what they read, they'll get your book into bookstores and for sale online at Amazon, the Apple iTunes Store, Barnes & Noble, and other outlets. They handle everything: editing, cover design, copyright protection, printing, publicity, and distribution. So if you've written a novel, children's book, cookbook, inspirational work, poetry, or a biography and want to get it published, then you need to call Page Publishing and do it immediately. Call 800-557-6095 now for your free author submission kit. Again, for your free author submission kit, call 800-557-6095. That's 800-557-6095. 557-6095.
Our bidding. Thank you for stepping up and not backing down. Thank you for putting yourself in harm's way and putting your buddies' lives ahead of your own. Thank you for defending our freedom and displaying your honor. DAV thanks all veterans by fighting to get them the benefits and support they were promised. Visit DAV.org for free help. And again, thank you.
If you're over the age of 50 and considering buying an annuity in the next 60 days, I have some important news for you. Don't buy an annuity until you understand the pros and cons of annuities. A free book to help you maximize your retirement income from television host and three-time author Josh Melberg has been released. This book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms. Grab a pen right now because we are about to offer you this free book that unlocks the 5 little-known secrets we believe baby boomers and seniors should know before buying an annuity. Call 800-935-0752 now and you'll receive a free copy of Josh Melberg's book, Next Gen Annuity Strategies Revealed. As a bonus, we'll also send you a copy of The #1 Mistakes Retirees Are Making with Their Investments Today and a free DVD on how you can get up to 33% more income in retirement. Call 800-935-0752. That's 800-935-0752. Employees of J.D. Melberg Financial have the appropriate licenses for the products they offer.
Greece is cheap.
But the airfare costs a fortune.
Paris?
Not much closer, and again, airfare...
What about Puerto Vallarta?
Let's face it, flying anywhere is just too expensive.
Wait, what's this? Low-cost airlines.
With one call to low-cost airlines, you'll drastically slash your travel costs. We're talking insanely low airline prices to any of your favorite destinations. Where would you like to go? London, Rome, Costa Rica, Australia?
Wow, that's cheap.
So why wait? Call now to learn how crazy cheap it is to fly anywhere in the U.S. or international. Our prices are so low, we can't publish them. The only way to get them is to call to instantly hear the most amazing best deals on airline travel. It's that easy. So call now and start packing.
800-217-5107. 800-217-5107. 800-217-5107. That's 800-217-5107.
As a small business owner, there's one word that you absolutely dread: payroll. For small businesses, it's a big burden. You may think you're saving time and money doing it yourself. But come on, are you? Timesheets, processing checks, calculating taxes, a total waste of your time. Paychex simplifies payroll processing, saving you time and money. Submit your payroll online, fax it in, or call your dedicated Paychex payroll specialist. And you're done. Learn more at trypaychex.com. Come on, do the math. The IRS dishes out 8 million penalties a year. Make one mistake and you're on the hook. On average, you're losing nearly 1 business day every month doing payroll. That's time and money you'll never get back, unless you get Paychex. More than 500,000 small businesses already do. Call 877-649-5324. Trade payroll pressure for peace of mind. Call now. 877-649-5324. That's 877-649-5324.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America radio show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
We are right back here 35 minutes after the hour. John with his comment. As soon as we asked people about Japan and China, all the messaging on Facebook kind of came to a grinding halt, and I think it's because people are just unwinding from England. So we just thought we'd throw that out there, give you some time to relax, and we'll revisit that.
But
I know we can't take too long, right? We have to decide soon.
No. I mean, now let's talk about mowing lawns.
Well, let's do that, Tiger. Nick is locked, ready to go, and let's talk some Husqvarna products.
All right, Nick. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, guys. Thanks for having me.
You bet.
Yeah. Hey, Nick. So we were talking about the Automower a little bit before you came on. Give us a brief intro of who you are and what you do with Husqvarna.
Certainly. So I am Husqvarna's Automower channel sales manager. So I manage pretty much all of the Automower sales for half of the United States at this point in time. I have a counterpart that covers the east part of the United States, and then I cover the western half. And really, my job is to go out and find new dealer opportunities for the Automower, as well as drive demand at an end user level and a commercial level for the Automower.
And how did you get involved with Husqvarna? Where, did you see this product and kind of be like, I want to be a part of that? Have you always worked for Husqvarna? How did you get involved?
I actually got my career started in the power equipment industry. I used to work for Milwaukee Tool, so I had some experience with battery-operated equipment in the past, and kind of started growing my career with them. And about a year ago, I was reached out by a Husqvarna recruiter for the Automower. It was actually a product that I wasn't aware of, but as soon as I got an email in my inbox, I started researching the product, fell in love with it, became extremely excited, and was fortunate enough to land the job and have been selling Automowers ever since.
And, a lot of people listening now are hearing, Nick's been with this product for a year. The Automower here in the U.S. seems like it might be a little bit new, but that's, anything farther from the truth when it comes to the Automower in general, right? The Automower's been around for a bit of time.
Yeah, it has. In fact, it's 23 years old, technically speaking. The very first Automower was introduced in 1995. It was a solar version of the mower that you see in the studio there today, and it was quite large, actually, probably about half the size of the table you guys are sitting at.
Wow. That's a big mower, bigger than some people's lawns.
And, yeah, right. And, because this came from Husqvarna, which is based in Sweden, correct?
Correct.
And so is that what they were kind of gearing that product for, was more their region?
Yes and no. I mean, ultimately, they wanted to, Husqvarna is a very innovative company, and so they're always looking at trends 5, 10, 15 years down the road. So this is something that they saw a transition or a need to start doing some research on. But yes, in Europe, the Automower works really well because it rains a lot over there in Sweden particularly, so people can't get out to mow their lawns. And because the Automower can work in the rain, the homeowner doesn't ever have to worry about their grass getting too long if they aren't able to get out and mow it.
So let's start to talk about some of the benefits of the Automower in general. You just mentioned that it could work in the rain, and that's one thing somebody's always told is don't mow your lawn right after it's been watered. Don't mow your lawn right after it's been rained because it shreds the grass. And beyond the idea that it's not fun to mow your lawn in the rain.
And it's still the grass clippings stick to everything.
Yeah, and everything. There are some great benefits to this automower that really separate it from the standard mowing practice. Can you go into those for us?
Certainly. I'll kind of elaborate on the rain piece since that was the first thing you mentioned there. The cutting technology in the automower is a little bit different than a traditional mower. It uses really sharp razor blades to cut the grass as opposed to tearing the grass. So even when the grass is wet, it's making a very, very fine cut and not damaging those blades. In addition to that, because it's mowing every day and it's so frequent in its schedule, that it's only taking a fraction of an inch off of the blade of grass at any time. So when the grass is wet and it starts to build up, there's not a whole lot of the length of the clippings aren't so long that it's building up significantly underneath the mower. In addition to that, if it's not raining, just that frequency of mowing is less stress to the yard system. The general rule of thumb is you should never take off more than a third of the length of the blade of grass when you're mowing. And because the mower is going out every day and mowing, you're not taking off anywhere near that much off the blade of the grass. So it's less stress to the grass because you're mulching those clippings back into the soil. You're providing natural fertilizer for it. So there's a reduction in the amount of fertilization that would need to occur to keep your grass healthy, as well as a reduction in the amount of water consumption that is required to keep the grass green at all times.
Now, you brought up something that caught my ear. You say it cuts the grass because the blades are very, very sharp. It cuts it as opposed to pulling like most lawnmowers do. Does that give your grass a different look when you're clipping it or cutting it that way as opposed to pulling it with the old-fashioned lawnmowers?
A little bit, yes. I don't know that if you look at the blades after the automower has cut, you can't tell that they've been cut. In traditional lawnmower blades, you'll see some fraying at the end of the blade of grass that kind of lets you know that it was recently cut. In addition to that, the tip of the blade may be brown just because of that stress. So you don't get that with the automower, specifically because it's such a fine cut to the blade of grass.
And so when the automower's doing its job properly, it's running, as frequent as it needs to mow the lawns. You mentioned one thing that I just thought of right now was that because the blades because the clippings are going back into the grass, beyond the water saving, beyond the fertilizing, you also don't have to have any trash to haul away. Meaning you're not filling up your trash can with green waste. You're not putting that in the trash. So therefore there's decrease in the hauling of waste too, which is a benefit for some people, I know for sure.
Absolutely. That is absolutely another benefit to the automower and the micro mulching that it does.
And so, when people look at the automower, I had mentioned before you had came on the program that, it seems like it would be good for like a big lawn, but for my lawn, maybe it's small. But it's funny because you guys from Husqvarna sent over from some students from Sweden, and over there, they were saying that these are installed in a lot of homes, and I don't want to throw out a percentage, but it was a lot. It was a good portion of the population.
Like if they build a house and it comes with it?
Yeah, they're already there. And, it's only maybe a 500 square foot lawn, nothing huge. That's a standard lawn, and they have these installed and they just let them do their thing. And it's a standard of practice over there. It seems like is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it has become the standard there. So if you don't have one, it's kind of an oddity. And yes, they're installed on any size yard from, like you said, 500 square feet all the way up to, the max capacity of a machine that is, an acre and a quarter, acre and a half property. About 1 in every 4 lawnmower sales in Europe is a robotic lawnmower. So it's a very, very huge segment of the market there.
And as John had mentioned, we just got back from England, and when we were there, we see these large swaths of green lawn, and they don't even have sprinklers there because it rains so much, and they don't get those crazy hot temperatures. Now, when we were there, don't get me wrong, it was very dry. They hadn't had rain, I think, in 6 weeks or something, but this was very abnormal for them. Have you ever been back somewhere like that? Because I'm like thinking, walking around there, wow, the automower would be tremendous out here, and they don't treat the lawns like I would say we treat them here in the U.S. They were more meadowish park lawns there. I mean, I saw the weeds, I saw the just normal grass in there. So it was interesting that I think that the automower there would be a great benefit for them because it'd probably save a lot of time and money.
We're going to take a break. Stay with us, Nick. We're going to come right back and continue our conversation. If you have any questions, Facebook Live, post them right there on Facebook as we discuss this product and other products from Husqvarna there. So, again, questions and comments on Facebook Live or John at GardenAmerica.com. We're going to take a break, coming back with Nick right after this.
Mosquitoes can transmit deadly diseases, including Zika virus, West Nile virus, and dengue fever. Use Summit mosquito dunks to kill mosquitoes before they become disease-spreading pests. Just float an organic mosquito dunk in ponds, bird baths, rain barrels, and any standing water to kill mosquito larvae for 30 days or longer. Don't worry, mosquito dunks won't harm people, pets, fish, birds, or other wildlife. Mosquito dunks are available at fine garden centers and hardware stores.
This is Joe Lample from Growing a Greener World. With the environment in mind, I recommend Milorganite Organic Nitrogen Fertilizer for all your growing needs. From plants to people, active growth requires energy, nutrients, and a balanced diet. Nutrient-rich Milorganite feeds the soil and plants for up to 3 months. The organic nitrogen is slow release and won't burn plants even during hot, dry weather. Trust the fertilizer, proven effective for 90 years. Milorganite, for better results naturally. Visit Milorganite.com for a garden center near you.
Attention business owners and independent contractors. This is a money-saving message from Tax Mediation Services. If your business owes $20,000 or more in taxes, we can help you today, right now. Listen, dealing with the IRS is no picnic. It's an intimidating and extremely stressful process, and you don't want to go it alone. Our attorneys know every law, every tax break, and every possible opportunity to help you resolve and reduce your tax debt. And if you owe more than $20,000, you may be at the top of their hit list. So don't take your tax debt lightly, because it will not go away on its own. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, your home, and even shut down your business. Call our tax experts today at 1-800-285-4765 and let us deal with the IRS while you focus on your business. That's 1-800-285-4765. Again, 800-285-4765.
All right, guys, we're ready for our four-season sunroom, and Daddy's gonna get a rec room with refreshments.
Oh no, we'll be sleeping under the stars.
Mom, what about the one with, the fun?
Nice try, little bro. It's a gym. My gym.
Hey, Grandma's getting her Four Seasons garden room. Weather tight and still like being outdoors.
Maybe a living room. Oh no, wait, a family hub.
Yeah! No matter what the budget, the season, or the climate, Four Seasons Sunrooms let you and your family enjoy the outdoors inside. Call now to receive your free, no-obligation brochure from the premier manufacturer of sunrooms since 1975.
More reasons for Four Seasons now.
To find out more, call toll-free 800-928-7007. That's 800-928-7007. Call 800-928-7007 today.
If your credit card bills have gotten out of hand, call Consolidated Credit now. If you're making the minimum payments, but your balance is just not going down, call Consolidated Credit now. If the interest rates on your credit cards are so high, it will take years to get out of debt, call Consolidated Credit now. They've helped over 5 million people. They can consolidate your debts into one lower payment, reduce your interest rates, and get you out of debt fast. If you're struggling with credit card debt, call Consolidated Credit now.
Call now, 800-350-3241. That's 800-350-3241. 800-350-3241.
Consolidated Credit Counseling Services Incorporated, 5701 West Sunrise Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, 33313. Not a loan company licensed by the New York Department of Financial Services and by the Vermont Department of Financial Regulation. Maryland DM 19, Oregon DM 80031. Licensed by Virginia State Corporation. Commission license number DC 32. Establishment of a plan may adversely affect the individual's credit rating or credit scores. Non-payment of debt may lead creditors to increase financial charges or collections activity, including litigation.
Do you have an old car sitting in your driveway? How would you like to learn a hassle-free way to get rid of it, help kids in need, and get a great tax donation in the process? It's real easy. One simple free call to our car donation hotline is all it takes. Call the Neshama Foundation at 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723. We'll come pick your car up for free and give you a tax donation for the full value of the car, running or not. The value of your unwanted car will go to help kids in need. It's fast and easy. Just call us and your car will be gone and on its way to helping children in 48 hours. And you get a nice tax deduction. Call the Neshama Foundation now to get rid of your car, help kids, and get a tax write-off. Call 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723, 800-721-6723. That's 800-721-6723.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
It is our number one. We have one more segment coming up here. Thank you for joining us, spending part of your time with us every weekend here on Garden America. Bryan Main, Tiger Palafox, John Bagnasco. We're about 51 minutes after the hour, learning a lot more about Husqvarna, the portable, or I should say robotic lawnmowers, and some of the other products, Tiger, as we continue with Nick.
Yeah, Nick, before we went to the break, I was talking about our trip to England and where I saw great opportunities for the automower. And this was in a lot of, I would say, more what am I getting?
Estates?
Well, estates. More public open areas, meaning like community, not community gardens, but definitely places where people were in the public. And I know specifically you have installed these into some cool public areas. I think one was up in Newport Beach, where people would think, oh, a robotic lawnmower, that you got to make sure nobody goes by it, you got to make sure nobody gets near it, it's dangerous, and that's really not the case. Can you kind of touch on that a little bit?
Yeah, from a safety standpoint, the automower is a very safe way to mow the lawn. There are a lot of factors that were put into place, or technology that Husqvarna designed into the machine so that it could operate while people were present without having to worry about somebody getting cut or it running them over, even for animals that might be out, for if you have pets or just wild animals in public spaces. Specifically, the cutting disc on the automower is pretty small. It's an 8-inch cutting disc, and that is situated in the middle of the automower. So in order to be able to reach that with your hand, or if it was to run over your foot, the mower would actually bump into you before you came into contact with the blades. And oftentimes I show a demonstration of I let the mower run over my foot just to demonstrate that it doesn't actually come into contact with my shoe before it turns around and goes the other direction. Additionally, if somebody was to lift the mower up, the blades would stop within a second, so that there's no chance that they could get their finger stuck in the blades and have it cut them. And then in addition to, safety features for protecting people, there are also safety measures in place to keep the mower from being stolen, because theft is another concern in these public areas or public spaces. So if somebody was to lift the machine, an alarm would go off. It's pretty loud and pretty annoying, and that would notify the operator. that the alarm has gone off, they would get a notification on their cell phone indicating that alarm has gone off. And then the mower has a GPS tracking capability. So if it was actually removed from the property, you'd be able to pinpoint its exact location and recover the machine. So a lot of safety measures that have gone into place to make sure that, A, it's not going to harm people and animals, and B, it's not going to be stolen when it's in those public areas.
Hey, so Nick, let me ask you a question. If somebody had large property, big, huge lawn area, could two of these work together simultaneously without bumping into each other? Is that possible?
Absolutely. So, Tiger, you mentioned, these big public areas in England. There's actually a video on YouTube, and I can share the link if you guys would like. The city of Edinburgh, which is in the United Kingdom, is using these in several public places, and it shows a video of multiple machines working in conjunction with each other. But essentially, if you were going to do that, you would map a specific area for each machine. And when you install its perimeter wire, you would install those wires right up next to each other so that they would mow up to each other but not actually come into contact with one another and keep the grass completely mowed.
So you can pre-program it to tailor whatever it is you need, how large the property is, so on and so forth.
Exactly. The installation is key for the automower, laying that perimeter wire down and basically sets its boundary and its parameters. And the success of the automower is positively correlated with a successful install and how well that is done. So as long as you have the planning on the front end, once you've installed it and programmed it to the schedule that you want it to keep, it's pretty much hands off from that point forward.
And just so our listeners know that I did load up a how to install your automower video onto our Facebook Live feed. And also, I just loaded up that Automower City of Edinburgh video also onto our Facebook Live feed. So if you're listening now in your car or at home and you get a chance to go to the computer, you can go to our Facebook page, click on this video link, and then in the dialogue on the right-hand side of the screen, it'll have links to the video. It'll have links to more information about the Automower and the Husqvarna website where you can find out where or who is your local dealer. Nick, thank you very much for joining us this morning, and I hope you have a good rest of the weekend. Lots of good information regarding the Automower. And just before we leave, I do want to mention for Nick and for anybody else out there that, pushing the envelope when it comes to tools, Husqvarna also has a full line of battery-operated hedgers, string trimmers, push mowers, chainsaws.
How about motorcycles? Are we still riding motorcycles?
Yeah, well, yeah. When is the Husqvarna battery motorcycle coming out, Nick?
Good question. Unfortunately, we don't have a hand in the motorcycles anymore, but I'm sure the way battery technology is going, it's not too long off before those start creeping into the market.
All right. Thank you. Have a good rest of the weekend.
Thank you, guys. Thanks again for having me. I appreciate it.
You bet, Nick. Thanks for the information. When I was 15, I had a dirt bike. It was a Husqvarna 100cc.
Oh, yeah?
And just drove the heck out of that thing. And that's what I remember. Husqvarna I had no idea that they're involved in so many products. And I think you said they started back a couple of hundred years ago?
With swords.
With swords, like in the 1600s or something?
And also, they currently still make sewing machines.
Sewing machines?
Sewing machines.
Wow. So it's not just Singer. Okay.
It's amazing. It's as you mentioned, it's a very innovative company, and they're ahead of their game in a lot of ways.
Sure.
And so it's really neat to be able to see these products come out. Yeah.
Okay, so we are wrapping up hour number 1 here. Again, lining up for hour number 2, questions, comments. You can call us at 855-424-9825. John at GardenAmerica.com here as we broadcast on Biz Talk Radio. And by the way, those listening in San Diego on AM 1240, or if you're in the Southern California area, you can catch all replays of our show every Saturday starting at 2 p.m. on AM 740 out of Los Angeles. We're going to take a break. We've got news coming up. Affiliates, we are back at 6 minutes after Facebook Live, Biz Talk Radio. So keep it right where you've got it. And that's Facebook Live and Biz Talk Radio. John at GardenAmerica.com or Facebook for your questions and comments. Again, news coming up top of the hour. We are back at 6 minutes after. Bryan, Main Tiger, Palafox, John Bagnasco on your Saturday. Happy weekend from Garden America.
opinions you hear on Biz Talk Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests, and do not necessarily reflect those of this station, Biz Talk Radio, its management, or advertisers. The information on Biz Talk Radio does not constitute a recommendation, offer, or solicitation to buy or sell any product or service. If you have any questions about Biz Talk Radio, contact us at 817-274-1609 or at biztalkradio.com. Biz Talk Radio.
Is there something that could have gone wrong with Facebook, or just nobody wants to interact anymore?
Interpreters who were present when Presidents Trump and Putin met behind closed doors in Helsinki to learn what was said. Judy Jenner, a spokeswoman for the American Translators Association, says that's unheard of.
Confidentiality is key in everything we do. We take it very, very seriously. I take it very seriously. Sometimes I don't even say who I interpreted for or where I interpreted.
Thursday's motion to issue a subpoena for Trump's translator was voted down in the House. Former Vice President Joe Biden gave a rebuke of President
right now, Lenore Road. I remember this company since I was a child.
Of the League of United Latin American Citizens.
This is America, and we can do anything, and we need you badly to get in the fight and stay in the fight and bring us back.
Around 1,200 people gathered at the Phoenix Convention Center for that organization's 89th annual convention. You're listening to USA Radio News.
Hi, folks. Let's wind the clocks back 60 years. Food was different. Food provided health and nutrition, and using supplements was minimal. Unfortunately, now we have chemicals, GMOs, herbicides, and pesticides that can be quite lethal in the name of our food supply and, of course, the ever-loving dollar. Supplementing our diets can be very important to stay healthy. Cleansing from daily intruders to the body might be critical. Live strong and take charge. Log on to getthetea.com. Our herbal tea is a great way to cleanse from intruders. When your health is not up to par, go to getthetea.com. No GMOs, no fillers, and organic, and very helpful in keeping you at the top of your game.
Everybody knows, including me, that Life Change Tea is the tea that makes you go. Visit getthetea.com for a limited time and use promo code USA and get free shipping. At getthetea.com, use promo code USA at getthetea.com.
The last words Tia Coleman heard her sister-in-law say were, "Grab the baby." She lost 9 members of her family, including her husband and their 3 children, on Thursday when a Ride the Ducks tour boat sank in a Missouri lake. 17 people in all were killed. Coleman says the boat's captain directed passengers to stay seated rather than to grab life jackets.
You weren't supposed to grab them unless you were in distress, which we were, but he told us we don't need them.
Investigators say it may take a year to determine what caused that boat to sink. Some 40 million Americans in the storm zone from Alabama to Michigan this weekend. At least one suspected tornado hitting southern Indiana Friday afternoon, leaving homes, trailers, and other structures damaged in Harrison County. Richard Bowman of New Middletown, Indiana, says he's grateful that his family's safe and unhurt and that his home is only damaged, not destroyed.
I saw the shed go, and that's when I was headed for the basement.
In Marshalltown, Iowa, residents will be spending the weekend picking up the pieces following Thursday's powerful tornado that roared through their downtown area. This is USA Radio News.
Wyatt Cox Classic Radio Theater. I've been using a MyPillow now for almost a year, and I've had the best sleep of my life, and you can too. What are you waiting for? This special, it's the best you'll ever have. Buy one, get one free. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the buy one, get one free special, use promo code USA. You'll get one free pillow when you buy one at regular price, or call 1-800-951-8175. Be sure you use promo code USA, or go to MyPillow.com, promo code USA. Do it now.
A dangerous heat wave continues to scorch parts of the south-central United States. USA's Wendy King has the latest.
Medical experts are asking people to be aware of the warning signs of heat exhaustion, which Dr. Gil Salazar says can come quick.
Just feeling malaise, some headache, nausea, and vomiting. Those are symptoms not to ignore.
Temperatures in parts of Oklahoma and North Texas are expected to reach as high as 109 in the next couple of days. For USA Radio News, I'm Wendy King.
Police in Texas trying to find out who killed Dr. Mark Hosnick, a prominent cardiologist who once treated former President George H.W. Bush. The beloved physician was gunned down just before 9 Friday morning while riding his bike to work. First responders rushing Hosnick to the emergency room at the very medical complex where he spent 4 decades treating patients. Doctors there pronouncing him dead soon after. Thousands gathering in San Diego for this year's Comic-Con, the annual convention facing changes by the Me Too and Time's Up movements, with a notable figure stepping aside due to sexual misconduct allegations. Chris Hardwick, a Comic-Con moderator, pulled out of this year's event after facing sexual misconduct allegations from an ex-girlfriend, which he denied. Sammy Castillo, an artist at Comic-Con, says she can already see some positive changes.
There's a lot of more camaraderie with women that I've noticed, and a lot more kind of girl power.
Some of the news coming out of the Comic-Con include Andrew Lincoln's confirmation that this will be his last season on Walking Dead. For USA Radio News, I'm Rick Vincent.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-521-9579 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-521-9579 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-521-9579. That's 1-800-521-9579. Again, 1-800-521-9579.
Welcome to the Garden America Show, the country's most listened to gardening program. This is your chance to join us as we talk about gardening, horticulture, landscaping, in fact, anything that has to do with the world of gardening. The phone lines are open right now at 1-855-424-9825. That's 1-855-424-9825 for your questions and comments. Or John at gardenamerica.com. And if you're watching us on Facebook Live, you can also post your questions and comments right there on our page during the broadcast. Now, here's Bryan Main, John Bagnasco, and Tiger Palafox on the Garden America Radio and Media Network.
And that means hour number 2, no longer broadcasting live here in San Diego, but those of you in the know can watch, I should say not watch, but listen to the replay on AM 740 in Los Angeles. We are back, Biz Talk Radio, 855-424-9825, John at gardenamerica.com. If you want to ask a question, make a comment, but the best way right there on Facebook Live. As we venture into hour number 2, and who knows where this is going to take us, Tiger.
Well, I want to start off with something in our newsletter that I found really interesting, and that was the article on crickets. And
yes,
and it was super interesting in the idea that, you know, John wrote in here that it's common knowledge that crickets are leaping insects and the males make chirping noises. But did you know they can do math?
They can do math.
Yeah. And it was neat that at higher temperatures, they chirp faster, and then at lower temperatures, they chirp slower.
What do you count the chirps and add, 33 or something? Well, how does that work, John?
You count the chirps in 15 seconds.
Okay.
And then you add 39.
39, and that's the temperature.
And you'll be accurate within 1 degree.
That's
Fahrenheit.
amazing. That's not Celsius, Fahrenheit.
That's right. If you cross the border and go into Canada, the crickets have no idea what they're doing up there.
Hey, speaking of crickets or critters, I have a rather large alligator lizard in my patio.
Whoa!
Which the cats actually pointed out to me.
Oh, did the cat just walk up? Hey, there's a lizard.
2 days ago, they're both sitting looking outside the sliding glass door, and I can't even get their attention. They're just like zoned in. I'm like, what's going on? I go out there, I look, and sure enough, there's this big, alligator. I go, okay, no big deal.
And just so the listeners understand, Bryan with his hands made big like it's 2 feet long.
Actually,
it probably was close, right?
Close, because the tail's real long.
Yeah.
He's been eating. This guy's healthy. So I figured, okay, you found your way into the patio. You'll find your way out. Not a big deal. Last night, there he was again. And I'm like, really having a hard time getting out of the patio? So I went out there, and he let me get close to him. But then when I reached out, I got that, the head turned to the side and the mouth opened, and I'm like, probably not. So I offered him some cat food, didn't want it. So today I'm going to find a way to get him out of there. Anyway, that's
stuck, huh?
He
got in when he was small, ate too much, and now can't get out.
Well,
it's like me at a buffet.
Because it's the walls on the outside of the patio are straight up. Once you get in, though, they're not exactly flush.
Gotcha.
So he's got some maneuvering to do. I'm just going to try to get him in. pick him up and, let him free. Let him live the rest of his life outside the patio. But I looked around the patio. There's enough for him to eat. He's not going to starve. There's ants. There's all kinds of stuff in there. So
I don't think they eat ants, do they?
They eat, but they're carnivorous. Bugs. They're carnivorous, right? Because he's not going to eat lettuce. He's not going to be.
I don't know.
When I walked out of my patio yesterday, right about shoulder level, I turned my head, and there was a little tiny lizard, like smaller than my little finger. It was so cute.
On your shoulder?
No, right, my shoulder level. But
was it a gecko?
No, it wasn't a gecko. I checked to see if it was a gecko, but it wasn't. It was just
because you could have probably saved 15% on your car insurance if it was a gecko.
In 15 minutes or less.
In 15 minutes or less. Exactly. And by the way, Geico is not sponsoring our show. But if you work for Geico, if you happen to be part of the ad agency, we'd love to talk to you.
Do you think Flo is a gardener?
Flo. That's somebody else.
No.
That's somebody else.
Oh, yeah, it's progressive, huh?
That's right.
Oh, 10 is
minutes,
progressive.
10 minutes after the hour. Yes, progressive and Geico.
I get my insurances mixed up.
What else do you get mixed up, John?
There was, I wanted to mention to you that my brother Dave sent me a text message with pictures of his tomatoes. Remember back in May when I went back to Michigan and planted a few tomatoes?
We're going to keep track of his tomatoes.
And he showed me pictures of the super dwarfs because he said these things are great. He really likes them. He likes the growth habit of them.
Great.
And he had already picked 2 tomatoes and said that they were really good and sent me a picture. But then I think I gave him a Pechino, which was one of the Italian tomatoes that grows quite a bit larger. And the reason I thought of you when he sent me that picture was he said, look at this thing. He says, it's so big, I had to get a hockey stick to prop it up.
There you go. Nice hockey reference, Dave. Hey, by the way, speaking of that, our dwarf tomatoes are ripening, but are tomatoes something birds are into?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because on the top of the tomato, the very top, we got some little bird damage on the skin of the tomato. So I'm trying.
Rats also, though.
Yeah. I had rat problems on mine.
But I think this doesn't look like a rat goes in there and just like takes huge bites and devours it. This is more like just top damage, skin deep, maybe.
Yeah, birds are polite about it.
Yeah, birds are. Yeah, exactly. So
neither of them are polite because they wait till they're ripe. Literally the day before I was going to pick one of my Paul.
They don't wait till they're ripe. They wait till the day before they're ripe.
Yeah, exactly. Because I was with Paul. Was it Robeson?
Paul Robeson.
Paul Robeson.
Yeah. I was going to go out and pick a couple of the Paul Robesons. The next day, the 2 that I was going to pick are on the ground, half eaten.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah.
Your tomatoes looked really good. You had yours in containers, and you had this. Was it a super dwarf or was it that Bush 506?
I have a Bush 506, and I'll take some pictures because they're doing really, really well. Some of them are getting to the ripening stage. Like I said, and I lost a few of the ripe ones. But as soon as the new ones get up to the ripening stage, I'm going to bring some in, and we're going to do a taste test with Bryan and I.
Let's do it.
You can just watch.
Yeah, absolutely.
John.
And by the way, you recall about a year ago, I guess it was a year ago, the 2 small little palms you gave me?
Oh, that came up as weeds in my yard.
Yes.
Right.
So I planted them both in the same pot, a big pot. And I would say right now that it's about 10 feet tall.
Really?
And the fronds are opening up now. It looks beautiful. And
well,
and one more thing, the ficus, another one that was a volunteer that was in
another weed that came
another
up.
weed. That's probably now about 15 feet tall.
Really?
I'll take a picture. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
I had another weed come up in my yard that I wasn't sure what it was, and it was underneath a bay tree. So I'm thinking this seedling could be a bay, but then it had an elongated leaf. But it felt kind of, you know how there's kind of a thick feel to the bay leaves?
Yeah.
It felt like that, even though it was an elongated leaf. So I thought, I wonder if this might be a different, because it's a seedling.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's going to be a different form that would be kind of cool to have a little tree like that. So I had it grow and grow, and then I can't smell anymore. So I tried breaking leaf and smelling it. I didn't smell anything. I took it in, asked my wife. I said, "Does this smell like bay?" And she said, "No, not at all." So I've been watching it, and
What
And
do you
now
think?
that the weather's really hot, it's getting ready to bloom, and it's
wow.
an oleander.
Really?
I've never had an oleander come up from seed.
Yeah.
Never saw one.
So you
come
never
up from
saw
seed.
what it looked like, and it's
No, so if you want an oleander for your yard, it's in a 2-gallon pot, ready to bloom.
What color?
I don't know. It hasn't opened yet.
Oh, okay.
I'll let you know.
So
as
my
soon as it
patio
opens.
is so crowded. Gosh.
Well, your problem is you don't kill anything.
No, very rarely.
Everything just lasts and lasts.
Don't even kill
For
lizards.
the most part, I'm not going to kill that lizard. I just want to get him out of there. I just want to, you know what, move on. It's just, unless you want to live here.
So the other thing that's funny, okay, your cats are indoor cats.
Yeah.
What would they do with a lizard?
Well,
if
that's just it. They would probably go up to it. They'd probably look at me, look back at it, maybe paw at it a little bit. I don't think that they would necessarily kill it. And especially if I talk to the cats, I say, that's a lizard, okay? Like you talk to a 3-year-old. So I keep repeating the word lizard. So this morning I said lizard. They both looked at me. I got the lizard's outside. I think if they knew there was some kind of a relationship, they would leave it alone.
Leave it alone.
Like, don't touch him. He's fine. He's cool. They're just very curious because this sucker is probably 2 feet, John.
Jeez.
Yeah, big boy. Eating well. Whatever they eat, he's eating well.
I have a ton of lizards at my house right now, too. There's good eating at my house.
A lot of rabbits. I'm seeing a lot of rabbits lately, too. Everywhere, right?
Gosh, rabbits.
We went to my new property, and maybe 15 to 20 rabbits just driving down the street, going onto the property. I can see this is going to be problems.
I saw an ad, and maybe anybody listening can comment on this, but I saw an ad on social media somewhere, and they sell those salt guns. Have you ever seen that?
No.
Okay, so they advertised it as rather than using a fly swatter, you use a salt gun, and
to kill flies.
Yeah, you take basic table salt, put it in this gun, you cock it like you would like a Nerf gun or anything like that, and it shoots a small burst of salt. And it showed them shooting crickets and flies and things like that. I'm like, I wonder if that would work on a rabbit.
I don't know. That sounds kind of mean.
Yeah, it sounds really mean.
I don't think it would kill a rabbit.
We want your reaction. What do you think watching on
It's
on
like rubbing
Facebook?
salt into the wound. I
Biz
don't
Talk
think
Radio.
That's a good idea at
Whoever
all.
you're listening or watching us, we have to take a break. We are coming right back.
Mosquitoes can transmit deadly diseases, including Zika virus, West Nile virus, and dengue fever. Use Summit mosquito dunks to kill mosquitoes before they become disease-spreading pests. Just float an organic mosquito dunk in ponds, bird baths, rain barrels, and any standing water to kill mosquito larvae for 30 days or longer. Don't worry, mosquito dunks won't harm people, pets, fish, birds, or other wildlife. Mosquito dunks are available at fine garden centers and hardware stores.
Hi, this is gardening expert Melinda Myers. Keeping the environment in mind, I recommend Milorganite slow-release nitrogen fertilizer for all your growing needs. From plants to people, active growth requires energy, nutrients, and a balanced diet. Nutrient-rich Milorganite feeds the soil and plants for up to 10 weeks. The non-burning, non-leaching formula provides a slow and consistent flow of nutrients. Trust the fertilizer, proven effective for over 90 years. Milorganite for better results. Visit Milorganite.com for a garden center near you.
I live alone and rarely have visitors. So when I slipped and fell in the kitchen last month and couldn't get to a phone, I knew I was in trouble.
Help!
I could barely move.
Help!
I tried calling for help, but no one could hear me. As I lay there, I couldn't help but think of my kids and grandkids having to go on without me. I was terrified. It took 8 hours for my neighbor to find me. It could have been the end of me. That's when I knew I needed Life Alert. With just one press of this button, I'm connected to the Life Alert Center, where I can get the help I need, even when I cannot reach a phone. With Life Alert, I'm never alone.
Call 1-800-414-1958 for your free Life Alert brochure. That's 1-800-414-1958. 1-800-414-1958. Call for your free Life Alert brochure today at 1-800-414-1958.
If you're 85 or younger, would you like peace of mind and comfort for your family? We're Final Expense Direct with an urgent message for you. The average funeral today costs over $8,000, but the most you'll get from government benefits is $255. How will your family pay the difference? we can help. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam. You'll have lifetime coverage, and your plan can't be canceled as long as you pay your premiums. Call now for free information about our senior plans. Answer a few simple questions and receive approval right on the phone. Plus, call right now and we'll give you a discount prescription card for free. Call 800-569-3414. That's 800-569-3414. Again, 800-569-3414.
If you're over the age of 50 and considering buying an annuity in the next 60 days, I have some important news for you. Don't buy an annuity until you understand the pros and cons of annuities. A free book to help you maximize your retirement income from television host and 3-time author Josh Melberg has been released. This book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms. Grab a pen right now because we are about to offer you this free book that unlocks the 5 little-known secrets we believe baby boomers and seniors should know before buying an annuity. Call 800-935-0752 now and you'll receive a free copy of Josh Melberg's book, Next Gen Annuity Strategies Revealed. As a bonus, we'll also send you a copy of The #1 Mistakes Retirees Are Making with Their Investments Today and a free DVD on how you can get up to 33% more income in retirement. Call 800-935-0752. That's 800-935-0752. Employees of J.D. Melberg Financial have the appropriate licenses for the products they offer.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America radio show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
Back here, Biz Talk Radio, this is Garden America. Every Saturday we kick things off at 8:06 Pacific Time, 11:06 Eastern Time Zone. Always on Facebook. You can always catch our show live on Facebook. And, of course, in San Diego, first hour, AM 1240, the replay, 2 o'clock this afternoon Pacific Time on AM 740. That's how we roll.
Hey, you know what I was wondering?
Let's see. Josh.
You're usually pretty good at this.
You were wondering how long we've been on the air since we first started doing the garden show.
That's close without mentioning the fact that we'd like to know what our listeners have been harvesting in their garden. We were talking about our tomatoes and how well our tomatoes were doing.
Yeah.
And
let us know on Facebook.
Yeah, if you're on Facebook, if you want to call in and talk to us, you're welcome to. Or
what are you harvesting? Send
me a note to John at gardenamerica.com.
What have you been able to grow this year that you've never been able to grow before? For some reason this year, you did all the right things and it worked. So
or
things
what
like
are you
that.
harvesting that just tastes really good right now?
Okay.
I've noticed I had some blossom end rot in some of my tomatoes, but I've got so many tomatoes, I'm just picking those off and throwing them away. Even though the rest of the tomato is good if you cut that part off.
Right.
But, there's just so many.
It's rot and it's on the end.
That's right. On the blossom end.
And you know what I find funny when people are talking about they're growing and harvesting? There's a lot of things that people grow because they can't always find it. And we always have this customer every year that comes in and we specifically special order okra for them. We usually don't bring okra into the nursery that much because it's not a big seller. But this specific person always wants okra, and we can find it. And we
kind of grandfathered them into the routine.
Yeah, and but
okra's big down south.
Well, I'm sure it is, but it's depending on where you're at. Like John just mentioned, you can't always find. I don't know okra? Now if you would go into the grocery store and see okra or so there's always those plants that people need to grow,
right?
Because they like it, they enjoy it, they use it.
Is that more regional? Like John said, maybe if you walked into a store down south, you would see it. I don't know.
Sure.
Oh yeah, see okra everywhere.
Hey, we have somebody on. A good friend of the show is waiting on the telephone. Marilyn is standing by. Marilyn, always good to hear from you. Thank you for your patience. How can we help you on this Saturday morning here or Saturday afternoon, depending upon where you are? What's going on?
Well, thank you for taking my call.
Sure.
It's always a joy to get through to you guys. So my main question was, you were talking about all the lawns. My husband used to use this tool for aerating
Yes.
the lawn.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
And do they do that anymore?
They do
Is
still
that-
sell those tools, but there's two types, Marilyn. One is solid prongs that go into the ground, and the others are hollow prongs that will take a core out of the ground. And if you are going to aerate, use the one that takes the core out. Don't use the one that just pokes holes in the ground.
Because you're just pushing the dirt down.
Well, you're also compacting a little bit,
Yeah.
pushing it off
Yeah.
to the sides. So the one that actually takes the core out would be better. And it's not really necessary. It's something that people always
what I
used
was
to do.
asking.
And
It's one of those things, why do you do it? Because I always have.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, and it depends on the type of lawn. You know,
Yeah.
some types of lawn need that to be opened up, but most types don't.
Bermuda is specifically where you dethatch, you aerate,
Right.
because that it creates that web of growth
And
and
St.
roots.
Augustine.
Yeah, where
Bermuda and
fescue
St.
lawns,
You can just let those go.
Yeah, those aren't usually in need of aeration or anything like that. And then the other reason why people do it is for kind of water penetration. If they've neglected a lawn for a long time and they're trying to revive it, they'll do that to help with
Is that going to get
irrigating
oxygen through there? That kind of to that degree?
Yeah, I mean, it opens it up. It just makes maybe a little easier to water, easier to fertilize lawn,
And for the grass
been,
to absorb the moisture. Maybe?
Yeah, neglected for a while, but on a regular basis, most people found that it's just you take good care of it and it'll take care of itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was listening to an ag show on the radio, and at the end of their show, they were talking about aerating, and they said a good way to aerate pots is sticking chopsticks down.
Chopsticks?
In a potted plant. In a potted plant. Is that what you're saying, Marilyn?
Right.
Yeah, see, now, I would say the chopsticks would be on a smaller scale, similar to the way I was saying
The same thing about
not to do.
pushing. You're just pushing and
Right.
compacting the dirt down.
Yeah, where if you used a straw,
Okay.
that would be similar.
You'd have to use a metal straw.
Right.
Yes. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But
And I purchased, I forget the name of it, but it says Tiger on it.
Oh, well, that's
Tiger
good.
Bloom, the fertilizer.
Yeah.
I think
the
you had
one
called a while
told
ago.
me
Right. Tiger
to
Bloom.
promote
Yes.
your blossoms or whatever.
Yeah.
It works really well, Tiger. Thank you.
Well, we like to endorse Tiger's products for sure.
Well, I like names I can remember easily. And the plants, the vegetables I'm growing now are Swiss chard, kale, the brandywine orange tomatoes. They're not ripe yet, but they're doing very well.
Okay.
And beets.
And beets?
Yeah.
Boy, you got a healthy little garden going there with kale and beets.
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly.
My camellias really suffered during the heat and burned a lot of the leaves. So my gardener's been cutting the dead leaves off. Is it better to just leave them?
No,
And the sasanqua that I'm trying to grow is really slow.
Yeah, the problem with the camellia leaf is once it's burned, it's going to stay that way. So for appearance look, I kind of agree with your gardener. I would cut it off. And then quickly I wanted to mention about putting the chopsticks into, aerate some of the pots. Really a better way of doing it would be to use something like John and Bob's Penetrate and just mix it up in a watering can and just pour it in the pot. And that would aerate the entire pot.
It would do the same thing, and it would also probably add nutrients that you need, right?
Much better for the plant.
And my strawberries are finally blooming.
Ooh.
The ones you said should have bloomed in May.
Uh-huh.
They're finally getting blossoms.
Well, they don't want to bloom for just anyone, Marilyn. They just want to make sure that you appreciate what it is they're doing. They don't want to compete with all the other spring flowers.
Marilyn's a great spokesperson for everything that, for people that buy things from us and our recommendations. So far we're batting 1,000, Marilyn. That's great.
Well,
I just want to know what John can order for me again, because I haven't had a package in the mail for a long time.
That's what it boils down to.
Yeah, well, we're working on some things right now. Right now, our store is trying to recover from being closed, so we'll let you know, Marilyn.
Hey, Marilyn, we got to take a break. If you do want to stay on the line, just let our phone screener know. Are we good?
Fine.
Okay. Thank you for checking in. We do appreciate it. Okay, that opens up another line, 855-424-9825, as we approach 30 minutes after the hour here. Having a good time. Thank you for watching us on Facebook Live and listening to us via Biz Talk Radio.
Want a better looking lawn with less effort? Husqvarna's robotic automower is the effortless way to mow. Husqvarna's intelligent design allows the automower to maneuver around your lawn without supervision, even over tricky terrain and around obstacles. It knows when it needs to be charged and directs itself back to the charging dock. With convenient control options, the Husqvarna allows you to set it and forget it, even from your smartphone. Thanks to Husqvarna, you can have a great looking lawn and more time to enjoy it this season. Visit Mission Hills Nursery at 1525 Fort Stockton Drive in San Diego, or go to missionhillsnursery.com for more info.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-217-5107. 800-217-5107. That's 800-217-5107.
If your credit card bills have gotten out of hand, call Consolidated Credit now. If you're making the minimum payments, but your balance is just not going down, call Consolidated Credit now. If the interest rates on your credit cards are so high, it will take years to get out of debt. Call Consolidated Credit now. They've helped over 5 million people. They can consolidate your debts into one lower payment, reduce your interest rates, and get you out of debt fast. If you're struggling with credit card debt, call Consolidated Credit now.
Call now, 800-350-3241. That's 800-350-3241. 800-350-3241.
Consolidated Credit Counseling Services Incorporated, 5701 West Sunrise Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, 33313. Not a loan company licensed by the New York Department of Financial Services and by the Vermont Department of Financial Regulation. Maryland DM 19, Oregon DM 80031. Licensed by Virginia State Corporation. Commission license number DC 32. Establishment of a plan may adversely affect the individual's credit rating or credit scores. Non-payment of debt may lead creditors to increase financial charges or collections activity, including litigation.
Do you owe $10,000 or more on at least 2 federal student loans? Then you may qualify for new programs offered by the Department of Education. These programs can reduce your interest, lower your payments, and possibly qualify you for loan forgiveness. If you have $10,000 or more and at least 2 federal student loans and currently not in school, you may qualify for one of these programs. Call now to check your eligibility. Student loan advisors are standing by to help you determine if you qualify for these new programs. They can help you reduce your interest, lower your payment, and even forgive a portion of your student loan debt. Take control of your financial future. Make this free 5-minute free call now to Nationwide Student Loans and learn how you can reduce your student loan debt.
800-439-1588, 800-439-1588, 800-439-1588, 800-439-1588.
As a small business owner, there's one word that you absolutely dread: payroll. For small businesses, it's a big burden. You may think you're saving time and money doing it yourself. But come on, are you? Timesheets, processing checks, calculating taxes, a total waste of your time. Paychex simplifies payroll processing, saving you time and money. Submit your payroll online, fax it in, or call your dedicated Paychex payroll specialist. And you're done. Learn more at trypaychex.com. Come on, do the math. The IRS dishes out 8 million penalties a year. Make one mistake and you're on the hook. On average, you're losing nearly 1 business day every month doing payroll. That's time and money you'll never get back, unless you get Paychex. More than 500,000 small businesses already do. Call 877-649-5324. Trade payroll pressure for peace of mind. Call now. 877-649-5324. That's 877-649-5324.
Does your water stain and damage your fixtures? Does it smell or taste bad? Are you worried about what's in your water? Water quality should not be painful and worrisome. Get HydroCare water systems from Wave Home Solutions with the most advanced purification technologies. Call Wave Home Solutions today at 1-888-989-WAVE or go to GreatHealthyWater.com. HydroCare will eliminate limescale that causes hundreds of dollars in damage to pipes and appliances without using salt. Well water will no longer smell or stain your fixtures. City water will be purified of harmful chlorine, lead, arsenic, and chemicals. Wave Home Solutions provides the cleanest, healthiest water at every faucet. Satisfaction guaranteed. For more information, call 1-888-989-WAVE, 1-888-989-WAVE, or go to GreatHealthyWater.com. That's GreatHealthyWater.com.
Wave Home Solutions for a healthy, comfortable home.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
Looking at some of the Facebook comments and questions there, I guess a lot of people share a lot in common with us and each other when it comes to bunnies and it comes to ants and so on and so forth. So it is that time of the year, very hot. The ants are going to be looking for water, so keep an eye on that. But that said, as we continue with our questions and comments, John at gardenamerica.com has something to share with all of us.
Well, this is from Cheryl in Grants Pass, Oregon.
Okay.
And Cheryl says, I have a problem. My honeysuckle was doing great, but it had new growth all over the plant. Then I noticed the leaves were drying up and falling off. I looked closely and found very fine webs on the leaves. I don't know what to do. Help, please. And Tiger, I showed you the pictures, and you kind of agreed that it's more than likely spider mites.
Yep, and it's kind of hard to tell but I definitely saw a significant spider mite damage on a few of the leaves, because that noticeable white kind of look on the leaf.
Yeah, now you frequently can get rid of spider mites just by a strong stream of water if you do it every single day. Just
shoot it on put it on the jet mode.
Right, and shoot the leaves. Don't fill the pot up with water because you could end up, overwatering. You don't want to do that. But the other thing that, if it was my plant, I would get some of the Bayer Rose and Flower Care and mix it up. There's one dilution for going in the ground and another one for containers, so you got to be careful you don't overdo it. But if you just put that in, you only need to apply that once, and that'll take care of the spider mites. And then, occasionally if you go through and just hose the leaves off, it'll help. Mm-hmm. So I hope that helps, Cheryl.
What are you seeing on Facebook, Tiger? That
so
might
much.
Be of interest and entertainment to the rest of us.
Well, we had asked what people are harvesting, what they're growing. We've got cosmic kale.
Yes.
Laura is growing and harvesting her cosmic kale right now, which is a, wonderful leafy green vegetable for you. Gail is growing.
It looks good enough to eat, by the way. I should mention, because it's variegated. It really does look pretty.
Yeah, it's not only good to eat, but pretty.
Yeah, I saw there was back east, Chanticleer Gardens, 2 years ago, had it's a garden open to the public, right? Mm-hmm. And they had made their mixed containers, their color bowls, and they had used cosmic kale in there, mixed with flowers and other things.
Yeah, yeah.
Isn't kale something that used to be used on a dinner plate just as decorations? Yeah. Nobody necessally ate it.
Like parsley?
Yeah, like parsley.
Oh, you mean people eat it today?
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of another vegetable that Gail...
I just want to quickly add to that, since you mentioned the way you mentioned that was like kale is not, it's not a pleasant thing to be eating. The cosmic kale
is different.
It does not get bitter, especially in the heat, like other kales do. So
the cosmic kale's good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Gail is growing some gherkins. some Mexican sour gherkins, which, it's funny. She says she's growing a dozen of them. And I think you need to grow a dozen of them because, they're these
little,
an olive size, right?
Well, the colossal jumbo olives, maybe they're a little bit bigger.
A little bit bigger, but so
they are called mouse melons, also.
Yeah, mouse
melon sounds like
melon.
Sounds like something you see when you have a mouse in the house. Yeah, he left little mouse melons on the way along the way. That's how we know we have mice.
Well, those Mexican sour gherkins are awesome just to put in salads and they make a nice little vine. You can grow them up a trellis.
And correct me if I'm wrong. The Gail that made the comment, did she join us on our England trip?
Oh yes,
because I don't know the last name.
Yes, that's the Gail that was on our trip.
In England, one of their buildings is called the Gherkin.
Oh really?
Yeah, that one that
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they called it they were referring to it the one that looks like a egg.
In London? One of the new ones in London?
Yeah, they call it the Gherkin.
Ah, got it.
Yeah. And then Laura.
There was that whole, just so our listeners know what we're talking about, you have old London, but then you have a new area of London with modern architecture.
Very modern.
And it was very controversial. A lot of the people in England just thought that it was an abomination.
Yeah. The Shard.
Right. But I actually thought it was interesting to see.
It's definitely a neat contrast. Yeah. I appreciate architecture, but when it gets to the point where it doesn't become functional anymore, I kind of like, it was a little bit of a waste.
So is it right next to old? Is there any separation between?
It's right by the Tower of London.
See that I can see why people have that thought that it's an abomination. I mean, maybe if you put it a few miles away from old London, so there's a separation, it might not have been such a.
Well, it looked like a futuristic city.
It did.
If you were on the eye, going around on that giant Ferris wheel, and you could see it really well from there. And I thought it looked kind of cool.
Yeah.
A little too modern for Tiger.
Not functional. Laura wrote Blossom End Rot. Now I know my Iditarod Reds are still growing on the vine. I did love the taste and texture of the half a tomato I ate.
Yeah, you can go ahead and eat those like we said, but you can easily cure Blossom End Rot because the cause of it is a lack of calcium. So if you go to your local garden center and what are the brand names out there now? I think
Bonide has one.
There's one called Folical.
Mm-hmm.
But any liquid calcium, if you just mix it up in a watering can, put it on your tomato plants, it'll take care of the blossom end rot immediately.
Yeah, and for instance, like the Fertilome product is a calcium spray, and so some people don't always recognize that as a blossom end rot cure. And like John mentioned, any calcium will help with that. So people, because aside from blossom end rot, you use calcium as like a set spray. So you can even use that on things like peppers and other plants, right? To help them kind of set fruit.
Well, you could, but I don't think it's the calcium that sets it.
Oh.
If you use plain water, it would also do the same thing.
Don't tell the chemical companies.
Yeah.
And then, let's see, what do we got here? Carolyn mentioned something funny, and I've heard this before. But we were talking about rabbits, and I was talking about shooting them with a salt gun.
Yeah.
And she said, one of her friends has a salt gun, so she's going to get back to us. But they spend time on artificial turf. And I've heard this before.
What, rabbits do?
Yeah. They'll go out to turf. And
she said she has evidence. In quotes.
Yeah. So droppings.
That they've been there.
And I've heard of people having rabbits eat their artificial turf. That's
really
one dumb rabbit.
We know they eat plastic because they'll eat sprinkler lines.
Yeah.
Drip tubing.
But I always felt that was because they were trying to get to the water.
How do they know water's in there?
Because they
animals
know.
are smart.
I mean, they know.
Right, they have a lot better senses than us.
I've told this story before, but just
there's a lot of people that haven't heard it.
To support my claim that they eat plastic, sometimes just for spite, we used to have a pet rabbit. Remember I told you this story?
Right.
And it would eat the electrical cords. No, there's no water in the electrical cords. That was remember the demon rabbit story?
I don't think so.
Because we had this pet rabbit, and we had the mistaken idea that
in the house that you live in now.
Right.
Okay.
That we could train the rabbit to be an indoor rabbit.
Like go to the restroom in a certain area and everything?
Yeah, supposedly you can do that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Difficult.
But we tried. It started eating the electrical cords, and I would, for its own health, you don't want it to bite into an electrical cord.
And you don't want
right?
a fire hazard.
Right. So when I would see it doing that, I would yell at it, "Stop that!" And it would look at me, and then it would go back to eating the cord.
Of course.
And I would
you got to teach it English first.
Well, I would yell again. I would say stop, and it would look at me. And the second time I said it, it would start to shake. And then it would go back to eating. And if I said it, I went through and one more time, "Hey, stop that!" And then it just took off and started chasing me. And it would chase you around the house to bite you.
Really?
Yeah.
This is a great story.
I want a video.
This is really so like just a big old house rabbit, right?
Yeah, I don't know how big it was, but it was cute when it was a bunny.
And it chased you around. It didn't.
And
didn't
it had
like
those
it.
red eyes. It really looked like
the worst. Oh,
I know.
I don't like those rabbits.
Was it white?
Yeah,
Those are
white
creepy.
rabbit.
Wow.
Creepy.
Wow, there was a song, White Rabbit, John, a long time ago. We're going to take a break. We've got one more segment.
And we've got a lot of comments on Facebook.
We're going to get back to your questions, your comments on Facebook Live. Thank you so much. Otherwise, 855-424-9825. John at GardenAmerica.com. Having a good time. Happy Saturday. Tiger Palafox, I'm Bryan Main. John Bagnasco, thank you for spending part of your weekend with us as we broadcast live, as we always do, from the iHeart Radio and Media Studios in gorgeous, sunny, very hot and humid San Diego, California.
Everything is coming up roses in San Diego from October 25th to 29th. Lance Walheim here, and I'm honored to be the keynote speaker at the National Convention of the American Rose Society. BioAdvance and Heirloom Roses will be co-sponsoring the 18th annual Save the Roses auction, along with the rose shows, speakers, and festivities of the American Rose Society. So join me at the San Diego Crown Plaza Hotel and Convention Center, and go to GardenAmerica.com and check the homepage for links to registration and event schedule.
Having bug problems this season? Need an overall solution? Try Natural Guard Spinosad Soap. This combination of spinosad and fatty acids kills aphids, mealybugs, worms, caterpillars, and other bugs that plague your garden. It's also safe to use around your fruit and veggies to make sure you enjoy your crop and not those pesky critters. Find Natural Guard Spinosad Soap in a ready-to-use bottle or ready to spray for those large garden plots at your favorite independent garden center. Go to Fertilome.com for more information.
Attention business owners and independent contractors. This is a money-saving message from Tax Mediation Services. If your business owes $20,000 or more in taxes, we can help you today, right now. Listen, dealing with the IRS is no picnic. It's an intimidating and extremely stressful process, and you don't want to go it alone. Our attorneys know every law, every tax break, and every possible opportunity to help you resolve and reduce your tax debt. And if you owe more than $20,000, you may be at the top of their hit list. So don't take your tax debt lightly, because it will not go away on its own. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, your home, and even shut down your business. Call our tax experts today at 1-800-285-4765 and let us deal with the IRS while you focus on your business. That's 1-800-285-4765. Again, 800-285-4765.
All right, guys, we're ready for our four-season sunroom, and Daddy's gonna get a rec room with refreshments.
Oh no, we'll be sleeping under the stars.
Mom, what about the one with, the fun?
Nice try, little bro. It's a gym. My gym.
Hey, Grandma's getting her Four Seasons garden room. Weather tight and still like being outdoors.
Maybe a living room. Oh no, wait, a family hub.
Yeah! No matter what the budget, the season, or the climate, Four Season sunrooms let you and your family enjoy the outdoors inside.
Call now to receive your free, no-obligation brochure from the premier manufacturer of sunroom since 1975.
More reasons for 4 seasons now.
To find out more, call toll-free 800-928-7007. That's 800-928-7007. Call 800-928-7007 today.
If you're over the age of 50 and considering buying an annuity in the next 60 days, I have some important news for you. Don't buy an annuity until you understand the pros and cons of annuities. A free book to help you maximize your retirement income from television host and 3-time author Josh Melberg has been released. This book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms. Grab a pen right now because we are about to offer you this free book that unlocks the 5 little-known secrets we believe baby boomers and seniors should know before buying an annuity. Call 800-935-0752 now and you'll receive a free copy of Josh Melberg's book, Next Gen Annuity Strategies Revealed. As a bonus, we'll also send you a copy of The #1 Mistakes Retirees Are Making with Their Investments Today and a free DVD on how you can get up to 33% more income in retirement. Call 800-935-0752. That's 800-935-0752. Employees of J.D. Melberg Financial have the appropriate licenses for the products they offer.
Do you have an idea for an invention or new product? Do you think companies would be interested in your idea? Do you want to try to get a patent? Then call InventHelp now. InventHelp keeps your idea confidential and explains every step of the invention process. We create professional materials representing your idea and submit it to companies who are looking for new ideas. We have more than 9,000 companies who have agreed to review ideas in confidence. If a company shows interest in manufacturing your invention, we can negotiate on your behalf. We have helped over 10,000 clients receive patents. We also offer services including 3D modeling and animation demonstrating your idea, prototyping services, and we use state-of-the-art technology to show InventHelp client ideas to additional companies. Join the thousands of people just like you who chose InventHelp to pursue their idea. We are experienced. We are working for you. We are InventHelp.
Call us for free information at 1-800-607-8945. That's 1-800-607-8945. Again, 1-800-607-8945.
Biz Talk Radio.
Welcome back to the Garden America Radio Show with Bryan, John, and Tiger. The phone lines are open right now at 855-424-9825. That's 855-424-9825. Or John at gardenamerica.com.
And just like that, our final segment here on this Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon if you're checking in from the East Coast. 855-424-9825, toll free, John at gardenamerica.com. And we continue, of course, Biz Talk Radio, but we continue on Facebook Live. A few more things you noticed, Tiger?
So Ken asked a question. We'll hit this one first.
Okay.
I'm having another year of blight on my tomatoes. I'm using Serenade, but still have a lot of leaf loss. Any suggestions? So, rose blight on tomatoes, comes from quite a few different things. And so it's not always, an easy solution, especially if you're having another year of it, meaning,
right.
This could be a soil-borne thing. Even blight damage could be, signs of things like nematodes and other issues aside from just using a fungicide on it to try to combat it.
So you have to know the origin before you can treat it?
Yeah, and a lot of ways to combat this, people will say, well, don't plant it in the same soil, don't plant tomatoes in the same location, and, the varieties of tomatoes. I mean, the grafted tomatoes are usually grafted onto rootstock that are, not susceptible to nematodes, not susceptible to some of these diseases.
You don't have to move them every 3 years.
Exactly. So, any suggestions on your end, John?
Well, if you're using grafted tomatoes, they resist all soil-borne diseases. So Fusarium blight and verticillium wilt, which are soil-borne, you won't have to worry about those with grafted tomatoes. However, any airborne diseases like late blight and early blight, your tomatoes will still be susceptible to.
That's a different story.
So the one thing you'd want to do would be to plant a variety of tomato that may be resistant. One that we sold last year was called Cloudy Day, which was is a great light blight resistant tomato, also good for areas like San Diego, cooler coastal areas. Does really well. But apart from that, there is no cure for late blight or early blight. The only thing that you can do is try to keep your tomatoes as healthy as possible.
And, keeping them as healthy as possible, regular watering, good fertilizer.
Right.
Don't
Organic fertilizers
Yeah.
would be better because chemical fertilizers are going to make them grow really quickly and they'll be more susceptible to disease.
And then I find also thinning the foliage so you don't get things like the mildew and the bugs as well help keep some of those things at bay, where you put the energy into growing the plant and not combating those issues, and the plant allows itself to resist a lot. So Ken, take those notes, take a look at what you're planting. It might be time to look different varieties. Kind of sounds like to me, and if you're looking for some suggestions, just write John an email and he'll be able to send you those specific varieties if you have any questions on that. A funny one that I see here is from Sue, and she's saying her husband is growing Carolina Reaper peppers, which for those of you that have watched our show before understand Carolina Reaper is the hottest pepper.
Is it still the hottest?
Yep, hottest pepper.
Because about every year somebody comes out with a hotter one.
I think it's just been classified as WMD.
Yeah, right?
And she says she can't wait for them to ripen to see his reaction regarding her husband. And the one note I will say is that anybody planting a Carolina Reaper pepper needs to garden with caution. Because one of the things that happens is you're out in the garden, you're sweating, you're working hard, and you accidentally rub your face, you rub your hand,
you rub your eyes, even worse.
Sweat and everything. Just sometimes touching those peppers and then having contact with your skin can make you have a reaction that you can't stop.
I've never
not even a nice shower can rinse.
I've never
off.
seen anybody eat one and then just like, that wasn't too bad.
I don't think that's possible.
I don't think it's possible.
No, you can go on Facebook and see some of the reactions.
Facebook, YouTube.
YouTube is what I meant.
You'll see people who are used to eating the hottest peppers there are, and then they're like, oh, this will be no problem. Cocky attitude.
Be really careful.
I
think I
so
told you
careful.
I tried one of those hot peppers one time.
Not a Reaper.
Well,
like a
close.
ghost pepper or something, wasn't it?
What was the Scoville on what you?
I think it was like 1,000,000 Scoville.
Okay, it gives me an idea of what you're doing.
So all I wanted to do was just get an idea of the flavor. So all I did was touch my tongue to it. And I had a numb spot on my tongue for 3 days. And that's all I did. I didn't chew it. I didn't do anything.
I don't know. Certain people are more inclined to be able to eat hot things than others. But that's getting ridiculous. It's just, what is it? $1 million? So the Carolina Reaper is over $1 million, I think, right?
Oh,
I think it's like 2 or 3 million.
Yeah,
come on.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's off the charts.
Yeah.
Yeah, and weather like we're going to have next week, sometimes they'll just spontaneously combust.
Blow up, right?
Out in your garden. Yeah.
Light on fire.
We got time. We got time for one more. Go ahead, John.
I was just telling Tiger, though, that that seems like a guy thing to do.
Oh, it's such a guy
absolutely.
Thing. I'm going to plant some Carolina Reapers. Very few, I think, lady gardeners would think this is a good idea. I'm going to plant something that I can really use. We don't need that.
Lastly, I will mention Laura asked, could you use crushed eggshells in regards to the calcium? Because we were talking about blossom end rot, calcium deficiency. And people do say, and you can use crushed eggs for calcium in soil, but it would not be anything that I would say you do to solve the problem now, meaning that would be something that you would just continually add to your soil throughout the years to keep calcium in the soil.
Yeah.
But it's nothing that would solve blossom end rot today.
Like continual maintenance.
Correct. Yeah. This is, if you have blossom end rot now, the only thing you can use is a calcium spray.
Yeah, it's too late.
Yeah.
I just thought of this. I don't know if it would be possible, but if you took your eggshells and put them in a blender maybe.
and minced, and then soaked them in water.
Yeah, because crushed isn't going to release the calcium. But if you ran them through a blender so that you made a slurry, that might possibly work. But it's really better to use a liquid calcium that's going to be immediately available.
Yeah.
Okay, that's going to do it. Hey, thank you so much. I know,
Fun.
just like that, 2 hours, just like that. We really appreciate you watching us on Facebook Live. Tell your friends, tell your family as we try to increase our viewership here on Facebook Live. And, of course, Biz Talk Radio heard nationally across the country, around the world. Here in San Diego, the first hour, AM 1240. Every Saturday's replay of said show will be on AM 740, covering Los Angeles and most of Southern California. Want to thank the entire crew, Brandon, Zach, Jeremiah, keeping us on the air, Tiger Palafox, John Bagnasco. I'm Bryan Main. Right after this show, we're going to record our next podcast. So remember to download the iHeartRadio app or click the link in the newsletter. Till we see you next time, get growing, America.